So I wanted to make another video, and I have this right here. It's about character, and I wanted to talk a little bit about values. And I think all of us on both sides of this coin that we were fighting for values, things that we valued and wanted, and we labeled them and we put these labels to these values as one-sided values. These are democratic values, and over here on this side is Republican values. And I think that we both, as sides, as America, I think that values are very similar at their very core. So I want to read this to you, and this is something that came home in my school's backpack folder. The 6 pillars of character. The first one says trustworthiness. We need to build trust and credibility with integrity, consistency between beliefs, words, and actions. Honesty, truthfulness, sincerity, and candor, promise keeping and loyalty, fidelity to family, friends, and our country. Respect. We need to honor the worth and dignity of all individuals. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. And act with courtesy, civilly, peaceably, and non-violently. Be tolerant and accepting of differences. Avoid rude, offensive, and abusive words and actions. Responsibility. Be accountable for your words, actions, and your attitudes. Exercise self control. Strive for excellence and self improvement. Plan ahead. Set a good example for others. Be self reliant, prudent, proactive, persistent, and hardworking. Fairness. Be consistent, open, and treat all people equitably. Consider all sides and make decisions on the facts without favoritism or prejudice. Play by the rules, avoid careless accusations, and don't take undue advantage of others. Pursue justice and condemn injustice. Caring. Be kind, compassionate, empathetic, charitable, forgiving, and grateful. Citizenship. Obey laws in good faith. Do your share to improve the well being of fellow citizens and the community. Protect the environment, volunteer, and participate in the process of democracy by staying informed and voting. This was deep, and I read this on the day after the election because we had just moved to Colorado and my son Caden had started a new school. So he got this neat little folder here from his elementary school in Colorado. And I love that message. And I was reading that message, and his dad read that message, and we've all been. His dad is a Terry Goodkind fan, and every single time we have such a big problem, he says, wait, we need to think about the solution to the problem. So we have to start thinking about solutions to the problems. We have people here who feel marginalized. We have people who feel they have to be on one team or the other team. And I think that we're forgetting here is that we are all America. We are all the same. I'm America, you're America, he's America, she's America. And we're taking these labels of red and blue, and we've divided ourselves. Just like in the Civil War, we had 2 different teams. In football games, we have 2 different teams. In baseball games, we have 2 different teams, and you pick your team and you pick your side. Look at video games, World of Warcraft. I've always been a fan of that. And you pick your horde, you pick your red, or you pick your alliance, your blue, and then you fight against one another and you fight. And that's kind of been this like story of how everything's worked since like the dawn of time. I mean, you pick your side and then you fight for it, but you forget that we're all in this together. We're all alive now. We're in this together. And I think that at the core of it all, that we have these values. Like, we want our children to be educated. We want our families to feel safe. We want to be economically stable and self-reliant. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want people to have health care. We want people to be able to go to the doctors and get seen. We don't want children dying in emergency rooms. We don't want terrorism, and our country fought against terrorism when 9/11 happened. We pulled together as a people. I remember being a teenager when 9/11 happened, and I was so scared, and everyone pulled together. The feeling of 9/11 that almost like echoed down a hallway, a deep, dark hallway, and it was just so dark, and it was so unknown, and it was so fearful. Um, the moments of impact after 9/11, and everyone was just so shaken up, and there was just this eerie aura to just the day after 9/11 too. And you didn't know what evil was lurking out there, what was going to happen next. Everyone was shocked and awed, and everyone was like, where do we go from here? How do we build? And we looked at the solution as war. And we went to war, and the country all of a sudden turned about the war. We went to war, and nothing really happened that was great, or nothing really happened that was good. And so we're met with this pivotal point again, to where we have these sides, and we have this war, and we have this aura about the day, about the mood and everything. People are against one another now, and it's kind of like back then. War isn't the answer. Rioting's not the answer. Hurting one another, shooting one another, violence isn't the answer. So we need to look at our common ground things, our common values, and we need to tear down what divides people. Colors divide people. Black and white divide people. Sex divides people. Male and female divides people. Democrat and Republican divides people. That hurts America. Democrat and Republican hurts America. Say it again. Democrat and Republican hurts America. We need to take and remove that, and we need to take a look at our candidates and our people in power. And we need to not look at color anymore. We need to be colorless people. We need to be labelless people. We need to be Americans. We need to look at core values. What are Trump's core values? What are Hillary's? What are Bernie's? What is the next presidential person's? What are my values? What are your values? We need to look at these values, and we need to look at values, and we need to say, well, this person, I like their values. I like his values, or I don't like his values, or I don't like her values. And then we need to vote from there. We don't need to vote or feel this divide based upon Democrat or Republican. What we need is to remove political parties, because, and I love you, Michael Moore. I was reading your stuff today, but I think that to heal people, though, we don't need to like dismantle the DNC or to find new leaders for parties. What we need to do is remove parties. We need to stop parties. We need to look at values, and we need to stop parties. And like right now, they're like other people are wanting to take over the DNC and blah blah blah. It has nothing to do with that. We need to remove that totally. And that's one thing that Trump kind of did. I think that people really liked him because Trump was a rebel. He was a rebel against the GOP and the Republicans, not even his own Republican people. And I can't even say his own, because he was completely different than the other Republican candidates. And that's why he got so much attention, because he was so different. He was just phenomenal compared to the other ones. He was larger than life. And he made these like statements that played on people, played on their hatred, or played on what they believed was wrong with the country. And then he also made statements that played in with what Republican values were, so he could get the GOP nomination, even though I think he had said some things that were contradictory to his own belief system, but just to get that nomination. But he was different, and he was a rebel, and he's not really, I don't think, purely Republican at all. Just like how you could say the same thing for Bernie Sanders isn't completely Democrat. He's more progressive, or more socialist is the word for it. But what we need to do is totally remove these labels from people and from parties and socialist, liberal, Democrat, Republican, GOP. All these labels out there are hurting America, and in order to progress America, to heal America, we need to look at values. We need to look at what values we want, and we need to take a look at what was on the back of that folder. That we need to take a look at these six pillars of character. These are good examples of good character, and we need to look and we need to think about what makes someone a good character to be a candidate for president or for any office, and then what are their values, not if they're Democrat or Republican, and then we should vote from there. So I hope you like this video, and we need to heal America. I'm America, you're America, we are all America. We need to be together on this. We need to be protesting not against Trump, not against Democrats or Hillary this. We need to be really wanting these changes. We need to want to remove these labels, make voting a national holiday, and to look at character and value in people and to go from there. So thank you again for watching. YouTube.com/Lily's Sizzling. Come check out my cooking videos and whatnot. And please, we have to all be in this together, not divide it. We need to be together now.